that we are surrounded with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that easily besets us. Don't pretend this night. I'll tell you why the army of the Lord. I'll tell you how they were crippled. Mind you, the strength of darkness is secrecy. If you hide your sin, you will not prosper. The way you carry foundation and cover pimples, you can use hypocrisy and display yourself like a righteous man, and Satan will say you do well. If you raise your voice to sing, he will encourage you by helping 3 people to fall and break chairs. Then you will think you are on course. You will journey that path until you hear an utterance, the same voice that said before you were formed, I knew you. You will now hear, depart from me, I know you not. The army of the Lord is crippled. But from contacts like this, I know the counsel of God must come for our generation. I hope you know the age of the average Yahoo boy. 13 years, 15 years, they are already actively practitioners of Yahoo. It was my friend Pastor John that was sharing on Friday. Have you seen any old Yahoo man? They don't live long. They don't. You don't follow the story long enough. That's why you don't see how the wicked end. The only thing you see is in the day of his strength. You now say, Kai, these people are enjoying. You didn't see the evening of his life. You didn't see the seed that. There are people here struggling things that they have no business with. They are innocent. But a generation did something that till today the scale of justice has not been balanced. Just in case you are here and you are beginning to contemplate joining that trade, may God deliver you very quickly. Amen. So how are we going to rise? What's the way forward? Because I know, as much as I believe in my heart that I have a special place to play in God's agenda, I know you are also convinced too. He says before you were formed, He knew you, He has called you. But you see, in the season of manifestation, many were called, but only few can be chosen. It does not matter that you have arrived. For many people, the flesh, that economy in the flesh, it is what is leading you. And you will never be able to stumble upon your true abilities if you don't change what you live for and begin to press for the Spirit. You eat anytime you want to eat. There is no particular structure that makes for spiritual growth. Our spiritual activities are haphazard. I feel like I just take one retreat. Feel like you do that, it's after 2 months again before you think of a retreat. And some people even here, worst case, you only enter those mode anytime you have a nightmare. Then you become a violent man in prayer. You follow the next day with fasting and prayer. After 2-3 days, you are back to your real self. And you don't know that every night, every day you are on that phone. Every day you are just, I hope you know most of the times as you are holding the phone like that, there's nothing really that you are doing. You are just flipping, just checking. You even think it's not even news you are reading. You just see somebody's picture and look it and zoom it with your hand like this. Then you will now bring it back. And next. And for close to 3 hours, 4 hours. Because the spirits, they are not calculating what you are doing there. They are looking at the end of the day. How many hours have you given to that thing? I'm not joking. Jesus. That thing you are doing, spirits call it sowing to the flesh. This is why it is impossible to be righteous. Because you have sown to a nature. And so the nature is the biggest. the light gate, the sound gate. These are the things that those systems are combating. And just in case you say your own, you are not really, into all those things, so you don't have any challenge in that regard. There is a call tonight, a heavy weight upon our generation. Are we going to waste, or will the counsel of God come to pass in our days? I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be little. I know what is inside my flesh. I've seen the kind of flesh that is in my bloodline. And so when people are trying to do things and say, but it's not a sin now, I know who is coming for me. Somebody, you need to go and check which enemy comes from the place you are coming from. Who does Satan send always to stop men? When you are conscious of that, then you will know how to prepare yourself. I conclude tonight by giving a brief narrative. The state of the average Christian in our generation. If you see any man rise in this generation, he will overcome 2 layers of darkness. First, he will overcome the darkness that covers the earth. Isaiah chapter 60 verse 2. 2, he will overcome the gross darkness that covers the people. If you see any head raise up, if you hear any voice like the sound of a trumpet, know that he has overcome 2 layers of darkness. The darkness that covers the earth is a general excuse, a general proclivity, a general tendency, a general compromise that is, a challenge for a generation. Everybody can say body no be firewood, right? Everybody can say that. But some men will hold themselves to a higher level of consecration. God did not give them extra strength. This is why there is reward for those who overcome, because there is no extra advantage. It's just people deciding to pay prices. For many of you, we have not even realized the darkness that covers the earth first, let alone the gross darkness that covers the people. That gross darkness that covers the people is a program installed in your flesh. Before you assume the use of your body, there's a gross darkness that has been installed in the flesh. Please don't get distracted. The same way they install a program in the flesh, and if you just start life, you will find out there's a yearning in your flesh that is constantly opposing the counsel of God. You will find out, like the apostle, the things which you want to do, you don't see yourself doing them. It's the things which you don't want to do. And he's referring to that spirit inside him. There's a spirit in man. Job chapter 32 verse 8. The inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. There is a spirit that carries the yearning for holiness, the yearning to be right with God, a burden about your ordination. But there is also a flesh that spirit is inside, that also carries another prophecy. So you may either become a shame, or you can become honorable. There is a program in the flesh that makes that nobody in the family actually even marries officially. They must get pregnant. Everybody. Now they are used to it. And so you now say, like me, in fact, I know the church where I will get. It will take you living from your spirit. If you sow to the flesh, you will of the flesh reap corruption. If you sow to the spirit. So the idea is not how you are living. The idea is, where are you sowing to? And you sow by your daily action. You sow by what you are giving time to. What takes the bulk of our time?